Welcome to Module 2 of KIMP Basic Technical Training course. In Module 2, we will cover the following topics: initial configuration, deployment, and licensing. In this section, we will cover initial deployment of the KIMP Loadmaster and look at licensing principles. There are several steps to take when it comes to deploying KIMP Loadmaster. Firstly, you will need to download the software for your preferred hypervisor. To do this, go to www.kimp.ax/try and sign up for a KIMP ID.
Dime,
Then select the right template for your hypervisor, download and extract the package in anticipation of deploying onto the hypervisor. The deployment configuration and management options will be discussed in the next few slides. For guidance on best practices, see the website
es
www.kimp.ax/docs
verdad
for
que
further
los
detail,
puertos
or
están
sign into the
conectados.
KIMP support portal at
Vale,
support.kimp.ax. To access the download, go to www.kimp.ax/try
no me llega
and sign up for an
ni
account.
WhatsApp ni al otro.
Verify the email response and select your preferred hypervisor variant. Select your country of origin and agree to the terms and conditions of the end user license agreement and confirm the download. The download should then start automatically and arrive as a compressed zip file. You can then unzip the package and progress to the next phase of deploying the virtual appliance. Our recommendation for all deployments, as a minimum resource specification, is at least 2 vCPUs, 2 GB of RAM, and 16 GB of storage should be reserved for the appliance. If there is a requirement for use of the WAF, then an additional half a gig of RAM and 1 vCPU should be added per virtual service.
¿Qué es eso?
For any additional guidance on sizing and resourcing, please consult the website. If you are deploying the KIMP virtual appliance into VMware vCenter, you can deploy the appliance from the OVF template. You need to specify the virtual machine name and assign the necessary resources. Once the appliance has been deployed, you should open the console and access the appliance using the default credentials. The username is Bal
Dice que es la
and the password is one for all.
Vale.
If you are deploying a physical appliance, then you can access the device via USB keyboard and VGA monitor. Serial connectivity is available for out-of-band
La
management.
32, la 100 y la 150.
Direct connection to ETH0 is recommended for configuration. The default address to connect to the appliance is https://192.168.1.101.
Terminal 31, ¿vale? Lo
If
que
the
no sé
appliance
por qué yo
obtains
no
an
llego,
IP address via DHCP, you
o
can
sea, yo
view
no
this
llego
from the
por pin
console.
afuera.
Once the appliance is booted, you need to specify the required IP address, network mask, along with a DNS server and desired default gateway. You should then confirm the changes and proceed to access the web user interface via HTTPS on the newly deployed IP address. Once the network settings have been successfully deployed, you can then access the web user interface by specifying the user credentials and accessing the login screen. If the appliance has been allocated an IP address via DHCP, you can verify this via the console and proceed to access the web user interface via the prescribed IP address without having to make any additional
Esto está
changes.
configurado
If
por
DHCP configuration is not available for a virtual
¿vale?
appliance, you can access the console to allocate the IP address and other necessary settings.
Entonces, si este switch 01
The
no
quick start
sale
wizard will guide you through the basic
tiene
configuration to allocate the
la
IP address,
31,
network mask, DNS servers, and default
esto lo
gateway.
puedo hacer yo.
Additional settings such as HTTP proxy
No va
settings
a funcionar en
and
todo el centro.
hostname used to identify the appliance can be set. Upon completion of the baseline configuration, you need to confirm the settings and proceed to access the appliance via the Web User Interface or WUI.
Esto no sale por ningún
Please
pin
ensure that you are
normal
accessing the
como
appliance via HTTPS.
esto tiene que tener otra,
In the preceding screens following the EULA acceptance via the Web User Interface,
¿vale?
there are several options for licensing the appliance.
Y nos vamos. Sí,
This
dale.
can be done online, assuming that the appliance has access to the
Sí, el
internet,
chiringuito.
whereby a KIMP ID and password can be used to license the appliance.
Se le comenta esto, que
In
esto
the event of
sirve
the
para
appliance having
que no
no
tenga
internet
miedo
access,
contra
dark site or no routing or firewalls
los
configured,
routers
then an offline method can be
de escuelas
used.
conectadas y que bueno, que tienen que revisar
The
esto.
offline method assumes that the laptop or workstation which is being used to access the KIMP Loadmaster does have internet access. When using the offline method, a license blob is created
Puerto
in the
22 de ese
HTTPS
switch
session.
debería
This
de
can
ir
then be
con todas
copied and
las
pasted into the web user interface. Or you can wait for the email to arrive which has the license blob in for your records.
por lo que estoy viendo.
Once you have accessed the appliance,
El
an
puerto
end user license
22,
agreement is displayed. You need to
puerto
scroll down and click on the Agree option to allow
22
further access to the
todas
appliance.
las juelas.
Cancelling the EULA will force a
Puerto
logout,
23
and no further progress will be made at this
hasta
time.
31.
You will need to log in again and
Quiero
accept the agreement to
revisar mi
proceed.
configuración a ver qué es
It is
lo
good
que...
practice to try both methods, so to familiarize yourself with the methods available.
En el 20
In the
pasamos
event of any issues,
con el
please contact the
12
support team in your
pasamos
region for
con el
assistance.
debe estar mal.
If you would like to transfer the units from one account to another, this can be achieved by using either method and using the new or required KIMP ID to re-register the appliance. When generating the trial license, all available license types will be displayed for selection. In the event of downloading and using the Loadmaster
Esto lo
software,
tiene que ver,
only one option will be
lo tiene
displayed.
que ver switching and routing,
You should select this option and click Generate
¿vale?
License. If you don't yet have a KIMP ID, you will
Se
have the option to fill
comenta
out the
bien
necessary
en
form for the
español,
account activation. In the offline method,
¿vale?
please specify the KIMP ID and password for the account. In the event that this is a purchase license
Vale,
rather than a trial,
hasta ahora.
you may have received an email from the procurement team with an order ID.
¿Tú sabes inglés, Carol?
This can be used to provision a permanent or subscription
¿Tú
based
sabes
license to
inglés?
the appliance. In the event of leaving the order ID field blank, it will install a 30-day trial license for trial or POC use. When generating the trial license, all available license types will be displayed for selection.
Acá es un curso
In the event of
de
downloading
inglés.
and using the Loadmaster software, only one option will be displayed.
Para mí el inglés y el chino son
You should
igual.
select this option and click Generate License. If you don't yet have a KIMP ID, you will have the option to fill out the necessary form for the account activation. When the license is generated, a serial number along with a blob will be displayed. The blob will need to be copied in its entirety to allow the appliance to be licensed.
De
It
las
is
primeras
recommended to copy
25
and paste
palabras
this
que dijo,
into
creo que me
plain
entendí
text
una
format
porque la
so
leí.
no formatting issues are faced. Once all of the text is highlighted, copy and paste this into the web user interface on the appliance for
Tienes
it
que
to be
copiar y
applied.
pegar.
The blob should then allow the appliance to become licensed by pasting and hitting License Now.
¿Pero de qué es el curso?
The expiry of the trial license
Administradores.
will then be displayed along with a warning
No,
message.
no hay que...
If there are any issues faced, please try to regenerate the license
La parte
blob,
que tengo que
paste into a
hacer
text-based editor and try
es
again.
una formación de esto.
In the event of the inability to license an appliance, please contact KIM
Pero a ver,
support.
está guay porque
This is
así
the end of Module 2.
dejas cosas, pero...
Ya se paró.
pero